In late 1957, two incidents take place at a factory constructing a red and white 1958 Plymouth Fury. The car slams its hood shut on a worker's hand, and another is mysteriously found dead inside after dropping cigar ash on its seats. In 1978, nerdy high school senior Arnold Arnie Cunningham is bullied on the first day of school by a boy called Buddy Repperton, who pulls a knife on him and destroys his lunch. But Arnie's best friend Dennis Gilder intervenes and calls the attention of a teacher, who sends Buddy and his gang to the principal's office. After school, Arnie is being driven home by Dennis when they pass the yard of a rundown house, which contains the Fury labeled for sale. Arnie sees the car and tells Dennis to pull over so that he can inquire about purchasing the vehicle. The owner, the brother of the recently deceased original owner, tells them the car's name is Christine, and despite Dennis' objections, Arnie purchases the car for $250. Arnie's parents, however, refuse to let him keep the car at their house. Arnie begins to restore Christine at a garage junkyard owned by Will Darnell, who offers Arnie a job. Arnie's appearance and personality quickly starts to become cockier and affects his relationships. Dennis breaks into the garage at night to try and find out a little more about why Arnie is obsessed with Christine, and Christine starts playing music which scares him off. Upon investigation, Dennis learns from the seller that his late brother was also obsessed with Christine, that his 5-year-old niece choked to death in the car, and that his sister-in-law Rita and then his brother both committed suicide in it. Dennis tells the seller that Arnie would never have purchased the vehicle if he had known that. Arnie begins a relationship with a new student, Lee Cabot, who all the other boys at school had been rejected by. Dennis, while playing a football game, is distracted by the couple as they kiss on the bonnet of the now fully restored Christine, causing him to have a severe injury that makes him permanently unable to play. When Arnie and Lee are in the car at a drive-in movie, Lee almost chokes to death on her food, while Christine briefly locks her doors to keep Arnie from saving her. The incident scares her from being in the car again. After dropping her home, Christine won't start until Arnie promises her that nothing has changed between them. Later, the car is vandalized by Buddy Repperton and his gang, but Christine starts to play music before her radio is smashed. Arnie, angered by the destruction, breaks up with Lee and throttles his father when he confronts him about Christine after dinner. The next day, Arnie returns to the garage alone and watches as Christine repairs herself. The car, that evening, kills all members of Buddy's gang, destroying their car and blowing up a gas station in the process. Christine drives away in flames and returns to Darnell's garage, where she chokes him to death with the steering wheel, also turning on the radio as the incident happens. Christine is in perfect condition once again when the police find the body. Police Detective Rudy Junkins questions Arnie about the death of Darnell and one of Repperton's gang members, Moochie, but Arnie's alibis convince the detective. Lee and Dennis conclude that Christine is responsible for Arnie's personality switch-up. They plan to lure Christine to the garage and smash her with a bulldozer, but Christine surprises them by emerging from a pile of scrap metal. Lee flees on foot while Dennis battles Christine with the bulldozer. Arnie is now driving Christine, and in an attempt to run Lee down, Christine crashes into Darnell's office and Arnie is thrown through the windshield, impaling himself on broken glass. He reaches out and touches Christine's front grille as he dies. Christine continues to attack, repairing herself more quickly than before, until Dennis and Lee manage to corner her and flatten her with the bulldozer. The next day, Dennis, Lee and Junkins watch as the remains of Christine are crushed into a cube at the junkyard. Junkins congratulates the teens for stopping Christine, but they regret not being able to save Arnie. The sound of a 1950s rock and roll song spooks them briefly, but it proves to be coming from a boombox carried by a junkyard worker. Unbeknownst to any of them, Christine's grill twitches slightly,